Hey guys, I'm back after a long break of 2 weeks. I went to visit my grandparents, but I am back. Let's create this book, My Art Journey. So one thing that I realized after I had posted the video is I forgot to do the outside cover. So I'm going to start on that. And what way to do it is then make it a rainbow because of Moriah Elizabeth. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. But I was gone for 2 weeks visiting my grandparents. I ended up getting sick during that trip. And I started off on the flight getting a sinus headache, thinking it was allergies or the altitude. And then the sinus headache didn't go away after taking sinus pressure medicine, which then turned into I went into the car and I couldn't even look out the window because I would get motion sick. And usually I would get motion sick, but I would get motion sickness if I was looking at my phone for too long, but all I had to do was take Dramamine and I was good and I could do whatever. And I thought that was the issue because I had looked at my phone before I got in the car. So the next day we were driving an hour away to go do something. We were going to go do some water rapids. And I looked at my phone for like less than 5 minutes and started getting really nauseous, to then realize that I felt like I was going to puke, and we had to pull over to get fresh air so I wouldn't, which then turned into I can't even look out the window. I feel like I'm going to throw up. And that lasted the rest of the trip. And no matter if I took Dramamine or anything, I couldn't do it. And so I spent most of the trip feeling guilty because I couldn't go anywhere because my head was hurting and I would get extremely motion sick. And I did try and go out a few times, but even then it didn't really work. And so I did have to drive back all the way to home, which was over 10 hours, and luckily we bought some heavy-duty Dramamine, which knocked me out for nearly the entire trip, so it didn't affect me as much. But I felt guilty because we were planning on doing so many things, and I ended up just not feeling good. But I went to the doctor earlier this week, and it turns out I had a sinus infection. Fun. And it turns out that the motion sickness was part of it, because since my sinuses were so swollen, they were affecting my balance nodes in my ear or whatever, and that was what was making me so motion sick. So I'm on antibiotics now and taking these, I swear they're these huge pills that my mom always calls them horse pills, because they're literally the size of one of the links of my finger. And it slowly getting better. I started going back to work this week, which was not fun. Yeah, I am so done with this summer job that I swear there's days where I'm about to walk out and quit. But anyway, here's the finished product. Rainbows, of course I had pink because I love pink. And then how I'm doing this is I'm doing a random number generator for the pages. So it's in random order. I'm not starting from page 1. And the page that we started with is page 84. And let's see what page 84 is. All right, here to go. Page 84 says, create an embarrassing moment. And so I always think when it comes to embarrassment, well, for embarrassment, I think of when I was a teenager and being embarrassed by my parents. So I decided to create a generic, embarrassing scene from a teenager's perspective, or a young teen's perspective, of a mom dropping off their kid to school and basically screaming out loudly, "Bye, sweetie, I love you." And that personally never happened to me because I live walking distance from my school, so I just always walked. And I was always really embarrassed by my parents when I was younger, but as I got older, the embarrassment goes away. I appreciate my parents more, and I realized how lucky I am to have them. So I'm always really grateful for my parents now. My parents are no longer together, but I'm always grateful for them, and I appreciate the memories that we made. But this is what my art actually looks like when I try and draw. I think it does not look that great, and I realized right here, like, oh, I can't have the bubble right there. That's where the instructions are, so I switched it to the other side. But to me, it's like one of the most generic, embarrassing moments. I was thinking about doing like a moment where like you accidentally your dress gets tucked into your underwear or something like that, but I decided that this was like the first thing that came to mind. And I know it's not as good as other artists, but I still think it looks pretty good. And then here is where I don't know why I thought of this, but I decided to draw this all in crayon. I'd bought a big pack of crayons, and I decided that I wanted to try it out and see how it looks, and I regret it now because in hindsight, I think maybe markers or colored pencils would have been better, but too late, here we go. And for some reason, I struggled with this mom's face, and in the end, I still think it looks not so good. But anyway, continuing on, I have been really struggling with my job, and one thing is not being treated with respect, which for some reason is like a big thing at my job, where for some, like, they're not treating any of us with respect, and you make the smallest mistakes and they act like all of a sudden you have no idea how to do your job, even if you've been doing it for almost 2 years. And I'm glad it was a summer job because I can't take much longer of this. I cannot. It is too much. It sucks. And I was chosen as a final person in the interviews. I don't know how many people are in the finals, but I'm hopefully getting a better job soon. I'm keeping my fingers, I'm keeping everything crossed because I really need this job, because it'll be my first big girl job since college, and I need this, and I'm hoping, and I'm praying, and I'm just keeping everything crossed, wishing on a star, just begging that the stars will align and be in my favor, and hopefully I will have an answer by the next video. So fingers crossed. Anyway, so I am just adding some little final details, and I decided that I wanted to draw the background as well. So I tried to make a little bit of a street and a sidewalk, and then I was also going to make the sky and the grass as if she's getting dropped off for school. And then just finishing up coloring. But I have one more week of my summer job. I keep telling myself one more week, and then I'm done. One more week, and I don't have to worry about this anymore, which has been hard. And I just honestly am so mentally drained. Therapy has been going well. I just started a new medication, which starting a new medication is always interesting because you never know how your stomach or your body is going to react to it. For me, whenever I start a new medication, I always get like stomach aches, but this one, I couldn't tell if it was the antibiotics or the new medication. I felt really dizzy and tired, but I am finally done. I decided to write my name in the cover because I completely forgot about that, but I finished that page. Let's see if I flip to it and show it off. Show the page. Show the page. Come on, me. What am I doing? Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and comment your thoughts. I would love criticism. And there we go. I finally turned to it. I had glued it in so you could still see the prompt. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.